As the housing crisis situation has been escalating in Nova Scotia, there's been an outcry for more housing solutions. And this month, the province has finally delivered in a joint venture with Dexter, HRM, Shaw Group, United Way, and Atlantic Community Shelter Society to help bring a new community of 60 tiny homes to Lower Sackville. This is an innovative new community aiming to bring stability, dignity, and hope to people facing homelessness in our province. And this project really shows what's possible when we get the proper collaboration from all levels of government, private sector, and local organizations. Now, just before I get into it, if you're new here, my name is Andrew Stephens, and I'm a realtor in Halifax. And if you want to be educated on the Halifax and Nova Scotia real estate market, then hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And if you're thinking about making a move in the HRM and you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out anytime through the Calendly link below. All right, so this project is the first of its kind, and it's desperately needed as there are now over 1,200 people who are dealing with homelessness in HRM, and the list is growing daily. Again, this is a joint venture from Nova Scotia, HRM, Dexter, Shaw Group to get these units built, and then they will be managed by United Way, and the Atlantic Community Shelter Society will be providing 24/7 support services, which could include mental health and addiction support, along with security at night and even things like counseling, job search assistance, and life skill training, designed to set people up for lasting stability and independence. There will be 60 units in total, with 10 being accessible units geared towards those needing accessibility, or they can accommodate couples, and the other 50 will be for single occupancy. The first 26 units will be open in the first week of November, and then another 29 units in December, with more to come. The units will be fully furnished with a kitchen, private bathroom and shower, and shared access to laundry and computer services. And the occupants are selected from the HRM homeless list, and the rents are going to be geared to 30% of the occupant's income, which is expected to be anywhere from $200 to $500 per month. For the residents, this isn't just a roof over their heads, it's a space that offers comfort, security, and dignity. This project has only really been possible through strong collaboration from all of those groups that I mentioned earlier, with an initial investment from the province of $9.4 million and further investing from some of those other groups. And then the province is going to have an ongoing obligation of $935,000 per year to offer additional services and support for the overall cost to run this community. And if you're still here, I'm curious to hear what you think about this. Don't hesitate to drop a comment below. I haven't had a lot of conversations with people about this, and the only ones I've had have been sort of within my own industry and the real estate industry. So I'm curious to know what the overall public thought about this new tiny home community is. I've been thinking about this one for quite some time, ever since they announced it. And from my perspective, I think there's a lot of positive. And even though it is expensive, there are a lot of things that I do really like. First of all, I love the sort of collaboration from all of these different groups. I've said it in a bunch of videos before, and I've said it in a bunch of conversations I've had with clients and friends and other members of the public, that in order to see any amount of change, we really need to get all the different levels of government and local organizations and private sectors as well on board, and getting them all on the same page to tackle the housing shortage that we have in HRM. And unless we get the proper collaboration, it's going to be really hard to make up any sort of the housing deficit that we have right now in our province and in HRM. I think the way they've done this, from the overall support services added in here, is really smart. It's one thing to build the houses, but there's so many complexities that lead to homelessness, and I really believe that these additional services and these support services are needed, and I think they set this one up properly. So hopefully that is going to allow this tiny home community to succeed for the long term. I also think this is a way better alternative than what was there before. This site was a ball field, and then it was a homeless encampment, and then it was cleared away, and now this community is being built there. But there's all sorts of problems, especially safety concerns, that come with a homeless encampment, and especially leading into the winter months. I think this is a real step in the right direction, and I think the location for it is pretty good, to be honest with you. Yes, this is a very small bite of what is a much bigger problem. However, it is really nice to see something actually being being put into action that was talked about for quite some time. So it's one thing to talk about the homeless situation and all these solutions, but it's another thing to put them into action and actually build housing that people can move into. So until we get more housing that people can move into, nothing is going to change. So yes, this is a small bite of a bigger problem, but it's nice to see things moving in the right direction. And the reality is, I'm an optimist in terms of I think it's better to talk about the solution than the problem, and every little bit helps. Every person we can get out of a tent and into a home like this is a win as far as I'm concerned. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So yes, there's a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. There's about 1,200 people on the homeless list right now, so there's a long way to go. But it is nice to see change and action being brought in. And I think they're doing this one the right way with the additional services and so on. But again, if you're still here watching, you obviously have a vested interest in this topic. And I'm curious, what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? Are you in support of this? Do you think this money was better spent elsewhere? I'm curious to hear what you think. So drop a comment below. And for the love of God, please just be respectful of others' opinions. It's okay if you have a differing opinion, but just be respectful. The housing crisis is an extremely, spicy topic, controversial topic right now in our province and in our city. So just be respectful in the comments if you're going to drop one down there. But I am curious to hear what the public thinks about this. And if you're still here watching and you got any value out of this video, all I ask is that you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future content. That'll help push this out to more people like you who may be interested in seeing videos about Halifax and Nova Scotia housing. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and have a great day.